WORD.
Wake up and smell the future, man.
The heartbeat of what's trending in the upstate.
What do people need is somebody that knows what's going on in the community.
The world.
That's going to be bigger than the internet.
Going to
And
be
the
live
known
in a
universe.
minute. Or
Don't
we are
know
seconds
the
or something.
power of the dark side.
It's the Upstate Pulse on News Talk 98.9 WORD. Brought to you by Borderlands Comics and Games.
You're on the air.
Welcome into the Upstate Pulse. My name is Lonzo. I'm especially excited to be here this Saturday because, well, I'm excited every Saturday to spend some time with you guys. I really am, but there's more of you guys this time, potentially a lot more of you guys this time, because this is my first time being able to talk on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. This is my first time to get to do that this week. A couple other guys on the show, they've already had the opportunity. This is my first one. So I want to, before we get to what the show's about and all that kind of stuff, I would like to say, welcome, North Carolina. Welcome, Georgia. Welcome to the Nerd Herd. Welcome to what will be your getaway on Saturday nights from all the stuff that's going wrong in the world. And there's plenty of that. But you know what? It's okay to smile and have a little bit of fun. The world may be burning, but, you know, it hasn't reached our doors yet. So we can have some fun and you know, just smile. And let me tell you something about the show. We are your morning show on the weekend at night. So we're a bunch of goofballs. We're talking pop culture. We're talking video games. We're talking Bigfoot. We're talking artificial intelligence, which I'm no longer the lone voice crying in the wilderness. My brethren have joined me, and we're going to get to that a little bit later. So we talk about all that kind of stuff. We were the first show in this building to broadcast live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Everybody else is following suit now. And I will tell you, they don't give us credit, but they came to us after we started doing it. How did you do that? And we told them how we did it. And now everybody else is doing it. And it's not that it's not an ego thing. I think if this is your first time listening, you know, whether you criticize the nerd or not, you know, the nerd is the guy you go to get things done. And that would be everyone in this room. That's what we do. We get things done. And I'll be introducing the other guys on the show in just a moment. So if this is your first time listening, I would say welcome, and make sure that you're here every Saturday night because you're going to have fun. You absolutely are going to have fun. And one thing you won't hear here is politics, because we don't talk politics on this show. We talk all things fun, and we have award-winning programming during the week that takes care of all that so we can have fun on the weekend. And that's what we are going to do. So now you know about the show. As I said, my name is Lonzo. I have been on this station for over 23 years. I was here when we started. We didn't start. I got here when we were on 950 and 1330 AM, and that was it. Just 2 AM stations that were at the time a pretty big deal in the area because it was the only news talk station in the area. And then we got to go to 106.3. It was 106.3, and then changed it to 106.3. But the call letters were still the same, which was really cool. We finally made it to FM, but there were a lot of people that were like, if we could just get on a big signal, what could we do? So we went from 25,000 watts to 100,000 watts now on 98.9, and so excited to be a part of it. I am. I've enjoyed on Tara's Facebook page, a lot of people sending her pictures and things of the old call letters and stuff and talking about how excited Russ Castle would have been for this. And he would have been. And I was his producer for 14 years. I can tell you he would have been very excited about being on 100,000 watts. And so hopefully I can help carry on his legacy a little bit, at least the fun stuff, especially on this day. And I'm going to be talking about Russ a little bit later because in case you didn't know, it's April Fool's Day. And here's the thing. We don't need to do April Fool's here on this show, because that's just us every day. I mean, at least on Saturdays. So, I mean, we have fun here. So all the goofy stuff that people are falling for now going, is this real? It's probably not real. And the bad part about April 1st is when there is actual news, because you don't know if you should believe it or not. And so that happens. So, all right, let me introduce you to the guys on the show. If you've been listening to the station in North Carolina and Georgia during the week, you know T2 Tim Snow, because he's on with Charlie James.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
From 3 to 7. And the Tim that you get during the week, it's the same Tim you get now. Because I mean, he's not any different on that show.
That's right.
Which is cool because Charlie allows that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some people are really stiff. Charlie's not that way. And really, there's nobody on this. Well, maybe Mark Levin. I mean, he seems to me, I don't know him. He seems like he'd be kind of stiff, no nonsense, no fun.
It would be fun to do a show with him.
But everybody else seems like, even Dana, she talks anime.
Yeah, she does.
I mean, so
she's a huge Attack on Titan fan.
Yeah, so she would be fun. Well, that's kind of depressing, but still, she likes other anime also, which would be kind of fun. The next voice, dude. It's not. I mean, I haven't watched it yet, but everybody's naked and it's supposedly depressing. So I mean,
it's not really depressing. It's interesting.
I will get when One Piece is over. I'm into.
Oh, he's never going to be able to watch it then.
I know, right?
No. I'm in the 800s. So
it goes on and on.
No.
And on.
It's like
you mean when you're caught up? I thought you meant when it's actually over.
By the way, it's near the end of its run.
He said that 5 separate times.
Well, anyway, once I catch up, then I'm waiting for episodes so I can watch something else.
Yeah.
But I'm in the 800s, and it's taken me a couple years, but I'm getting there. So.
I'm just saying, Attack on Titan is a very short anime. Just saying.
All right, but I'll have to watch it alone because I'm sure my wife will walk in the room and was like, "Why is everybody naked?" I'm sure that's what she's going to ask.
Yeah.
Why are everybody?
Get that a lot.
Not only are they naked, but they're giant and naked. So I mean, I guess don't look up. I mean, I suppose that's what it is. Also on the program, the upgrade. Cameron is with us tonight, and I'm talking staccato all of a sudden. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing there.
Yeah, I just wanted to say the word staccato. How are you this evening?
I'm doing well, good sir.
Thank
you.
you.
Are you sure you're looking a little green?
Yeah. It is a little green. I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know what is on
I think
there.
you're blocking the camera or something.
No, I have no idea what the heck is going on with the camera.
And the final voice you hear is the voice of news in the afternoon on 98.9 WORD, Matthew Causey.
Yeah, that's me.
There you go. There you go.
Yay.
Yay, Matthew's here. Also, if you're watching on stream, here's how you can get us. We are on Facebook at 106.3 WORD or the Upstate Pulse. I'm not going to get my personal stuff anymore. What? Just hold on. Hold on. I haven't forgotten about him. I was going to explain how they're going to see him because he's not on the microphone.
You're jumping the shark, man.
Yeah, I mean, so don't you question me or I'll make you noob yourself. If you haven't listened to the show, it's not as dirty as it just sounded. So you can get us at 106.3 WORD or the Upstate Pulse on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. And you can also get us.
Hold up a second.
Yeah,
what did you just say?
Yeah, that's
Where did
why,
you say
that's
they can
why
find
I
us?
threw my arms up.
I think you got the wrong frequency there, friend.
What?
You said what?
I did.
You did.
You
did.
Give me.
You did. That's why I did it.
Give me. All right. So every time I say that, okay, you can get us on the 98.9 WORD Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter page. There we go.
In your defense, Dad, you've been saying that longer than anybody else in the building.
Including everyone on the air right now. I've been saying that longer than everyone else. You've almost
been saying that longer than Matthew's been alive.
Yes,
I will
right.
say that, I understand. I mean, because it's hard for me not to say it when I pick up the phone.
All right. Anyway, we're on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Check us out on the Upstate Pulse or at 98.9 WORD, where you can see Padawan Brandon in the background training on the program. There we go. All right. Got my first noob out of the way. But the best thing about it is I just named all the social media pages. We know I'm not going to do that again. So we're good. So I'm good anyway. Shout out to our sponsor, Borderlands Comics and Games. You can actually go to the store right now and buy your passes for South Carolina Comic-Con. It comes up April 15th and the 16th. We are just a couple weeks away. Hopefully next week, Rob Young will be back on the show to let us know about any last minute guests, including one they just announced that only 2 people in this room knows who that is.
Holla.
That would be Teddy Long, who is a longtime manager for WWE and very entertaining. So he's going to be at South Carolina Comic-Con, and you should be too, especially if you're listening to us in Georgia or North Carolina and South Carolina, if you're listening to us from a couple of the states that are now getting this signal, come on down to the Greenville Convention Center, April 15th and 16th, and you can see South Carolina Comic-Con, and you can participate. You can be a part of it. You can buy stuff. The cool part about South Carolina Comic-Con is I've seen it grow every single year, and it's now in 2 of the big rooms, maybe 3 now, compared to what it was when it first started. And not only can you meet a bunch of artists and stars, but you can buy some cool pop culture stuff, like pop figures, like statues, like comic books, like
the Frostmourne sword.
Yes, Cameron bought the Frostmourne
a giant
from Warcraft. I got Lionel's sword from the Thundercats. I mean, you can buy Keyblades, you can buy Dungeons and Dragons dice. There's so many things. There's just about anything you could think of pop culture wise is going to be there. Steampunk stuff.
And a lot of things you won't think of is going to be there too. That's the main thing.
But the best part about it though is, I mean, it's one thing to go on Amazon or something and go, oh, that's cool, I think I'll just order it. And you get it and you find out that is not what I thought it would be. Cameron talked about that last week.
I did yell about having a third sleeve for 5 minutes.
Yes, you did. You don't have that problem at South Carolina Comic-Con because you can walk up to the booths, you can look at the product, you can pick it up and go, man, this is a large dragon skull and it's rather heavy. I think I'll purchase it.
And then carry it around for a good bit and have people stare at you.
Yeah, but that's fine. I mean, it was bulky. It made people get out of the way. And the other cool part about it, if you you're not into buying anything, but you just want to people watch, you get to see what is the biggest thing going in anime right now. And how do you know? You watch the cosplayers and see who shows up. One year, a couple years ago, it was nothing but furries. Furries were everywhere. Last year we had a good contingent of furries, but we also had was it Demon Slayer last year?
A lot of Demon Slayer, a lot of My Hero.
Yeah. So I mean, that is very, very cool just to see how inventive these people are at putting together their costumes. And there will be a cosplay contest on day 2 of South Carolina Comic-Con, so you need to check that out.
Also, let's not forget ages ago when Bat Pope made an appearance.
Yes, Bat Pope. Oh man, that was so cool. And I chickened out. I should have got my picture taken with Bat Pope. I did not. The costume was amazing. It was he could be listening right now. We know that because a lot of these guys, like the 501st, which are guys who make their own stormtrooper costumes. They actually make molds and they make those things. We know they're fans of the show because at South Carolina Comic-Con Junior, one of those guys followed us around. Shout out to him. That was really cool. Come up and told me that he watched the show all the time. And you should too. You should check it out because during commercials, we will continue the show and continue the conversation. And that's what happened when we first started this program was the conversations that we had during breaks were just as entertaining, if not more, than what was going on the air. So we decided, hey, we're just going to continue to do that. All right, we got a big show coming up for you. We are going to talk April Fools because that is what that is today. We are going to pick Wrestlemania picks for Nerf Wall. We're going to do that pretty quick. And we're going to continue the Upstate Pulse video game bracket where we will crown the Upstate Pulse #1 video game. And you will get to help us do that. We'll get to that in just a little bit. All right, we're going to take our first break. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. 100,000 watts, baby.
Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Morse code, smoke signals, hand signals, and the list goes on and on. At the Upstate Pulse on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
It worked well because if anybody's in New York, you're just like, no way. I was like, no.
Listen,
winds out of the
I told
west,
you ahead
10
of
to
time.
20 miles
If
per
I
hour.
hadn't said it, you
Bright
probably would
sunshine
have let it
expected
go.
tomorrow.
Here's how I can stop
approaching
doing it,
70. Mainly
is
clear
knowing
tomorrow
what's gonna
night.
happen
Lows
if I
dip down to about 48.
Yeah.
I'm meteorologist
The other-
Jennifer
yeah,
Beach,
I'm gonna
speaker
call
of
it
the
out
News
if
Talk
it's a fun
98.9 WORD Weather Center. Currently, it's 79 degrees.
Now, a can't miss moment from the Charlie James Show. You know, this whole thing about cows and the Green New Deal, all of this stuff is cult-like. Not only do they have their beliefs, but you have to have their beliefs too. And I've said this time and time again. They want to hear their opinion coming out of your mouth. And if that's not the case, then you have to be eliminated.
Don't miss the Charlie James Show. Weekdays 3 to 7 on News Talk 98.9.
WORD.
Voice of the Carolinas.
Are you working way too hard for way too little? There's never been a better time to consider a career in IT. You could enjoy a recession-resistant career in a rewarding field with plenty of growth opportunities and often flexible work environments. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation.
So the hardest thing to do is to weed out all the stuff that says the old call
online or on campus. And financial aid is available to qualified students, including the GI Bill. Now is the time. mycomputercareer.edu.
Maxwell, he was scratching and losing some hair. My vet, he said, oh, he must be allergic to chicken. Another vet said it's the drain. Third vet said it's the weather. Then somebody said DINOVITE.com.
Okay.
It took 2 weeks, and the dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Yeah, so I fixed the and fixed the
big part of Maxwell's
but also
diet.
You get some
I might have missed some stuff. So thank you for catching.
Will be.
We gotta go back to the beginning.
DINOVITE.com.
Yeah.
Wake up with the Tara Show.
They can take any mitigation measure
I'm
they
not quite
want.
sure.
They have to
I've
define
seen-
it
I've
after
seen
the
the
bill
map.
passes.
I
You don't
know
get to know.
North
To address
Carolina,
any risk arising
supposedly
from
on the
any
edge of
covered
Charlotte.
transaction by
So-
any person with respect to any property subject to jurisdiction of the United States of America.
How far
That's
down
retroactive.
Georgia did you hear
If you
from?
are found guilty of having done whatever this is, because they haven't defined it yet, guess what? Penalties include up to 20 years in prison. This is
I know
chill.
Tara was
What
talking
other
about it, but I
mitigations
can't remember how
might be?
far.
Well, that's up to
And
them.
since,
Censorship.
I only know of a
And
couple places
honestly,
in
like I
Georgia.
say, this is a final solution for speech. They don't want to take a
Yeah, I know where that
one-on-one-on-one
is.
censor,
I
censor,
bet I've
censor,
been there,
partial.
but I
I mean,
don't know
like
where it is.
Twitter can just go, right? Just get rid of Twitter, get rid of Gab, get rid of just go
Okay, I
on.
went to Atlanta,
Oh, this
so
Rumble
sorry,
broadcast
but
you're
that's-
watching, that'll go too. Because I one time said that maybe it wasn't real smart to escalate the war with Russia. Yeah, I'm good. I've already said that. I'm finished.
The Tara Show. Morning 6 to 10.
Thank you, Alan. No, that's cool. Dude, I do it all the time too.
That's what I say. You told him about that, right?
But what?
The ads playing on Facebook.
Yeah, that's what I just did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's very hazy in my panel.
Does it match your? It matches you. You're welcome, Alan. No, thank you.
I feel like this should be over in the top left corner.
Just a listener.
Why would I ask who they are?
No, I'll tell you who that is.
Oh, who is it?
It's Rob. He said your favorite saying on the text line.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Radio D&D.
He just said Radio D&D. You're thinking of Ray D&D-O.
Yeah.
It's not.
Why are you
necessarily
still going
Rob.
with
Rob
the
is
name?
busy on Saturday night.
I know, but I know his number. I'm not saying it.
If it is. I don't care. I mean, But I'm definitely not saying that word. It's not. It's not actually.
I
a
like
word.
not knowing the number, actually, because if I see it.
Yeah,
I
because
get to
then
say
it takes away from. Yeah, I agree. Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. So glad that T2 and Brandon are listening closely for any mistake that I made in putting the imaging together so that they can noob me. And Tim is taking special pleasure in the fact that he got to noob me once.
I mean, I'm not going to toot my own horn over here.
Yeah,
but,
because
you know.
he could have been noobed earlier, but
Yeah.
but I let it go. So that's fine. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. All right, we're going to do some WrestleMania picks here in just a second. But before we do, I want to tell you how this works. We will do WrestleMania picks, and the loser will face the Nerf wall. We're not going to do that just yet because I have an April Fool's story that I want to tell. A story that happened on April Fool's, but not an April Fool's joke. And the reason why I don't do April Fool's anymore. But before I get to that, I'm going to institute a new rule, something that I should have done a long time ago. It would have seemed self-serving at the time if I did it because people, you're just doing that because you lose all the time. Here's the new rule. 2 people on this panel will not like this rule. One person will be like, yeah, all right. The new rule is you are exempt from losing if you just lost.
What?
dude, you just lost.
I know. I'm happy about this.
Yeah, I mean, this way.
No, that sounded like a misunderstanding.
Yeah, that's it sure did. So here's how this works. Tim has lost a couple times in a row.
Yeah,
and
I don't watch WWE.
No, well, neither does Matthew.
Neither does anyone else here except for Lonzo, I think.
Yeah, Cameron
but Cameron's got a leg up.
He's got a little bit of knowledge of
Yeah.
it. So I
dabble in everything. That's my superpower.
I think this is fair in a way where it bothers everyone, and which is what I told Cameron without telling him what it was.
Well, you're just being true to you and antagonizing everyone.
But this helps out the viewer and the fans of the show, because they don't have to go, oh man, Tim's getting shot again.
Here's the thing.
But I think it's fine when Tim gets shot again.
No, here's the thing. Everybody wants Rob Brown on that wall.
Yeah.
So if you think about it this way,
he always slithers.
We got
past
a
the
better
wall.
shot, and he did pick this week on his show, the Rob Brown Show, which is on the Fan Upstate. You should check that out. 97.1 in Greenville, 97.7.
This is how he's trying to cushion it for us.
I'm on with him from 9 to 12, Monday through Friday.
All this means is that I'm safe no matter what I pick. Is that what that means?
All right.
I feel like you're setting a bad precedent.
I have an addendum.
There should be no mercy in this dojo.
I shouldn't have said anything.
Here's my addendum. You're safe unless there's a tie.
Okay.
The only way that you might face the wall again is if you tie with everybody else.
And I lose the tiebreaker?
So yeah, if you lose a tiebreaker. But here's a strategy. I'm not saying you should employ this, because there's no way you could do this. The best thing to do if you just lost is to pick the worst possible way you can, because then there's no way of tying.
Well, see, I have
and there
no
are
problem
repercussions.
there.
Yeah, I know.
He'd just be picking like he normally does.
which is why he's on the wall so much. All right, we're going to do that in just a little bit. But before we do that, I was talking about Russ Castle a little bit earlier, who was one of the guys, the OGs on the station. Like I said, I produced him for 14 years. We had our good days, we had our bad days, but you know what? I learned on all those days. And one of the things I learned from Russ is every April 1st for April Fool's Day, he would sprinkle in stories that weren't true, but he would say them all in the same level way to where you couldn't go, that's it. That's the fake story. And he would not tell you which story was fake until the end of the 4 hours. And he would weave them in through all 4 hours. And he was so good at being a straight man through the whole thing. And yes, I learned a lot from that. 1 year he had calamity after calamity. He was sick, and then he got flesh-eating bacteria on his stomach, which if the stream existed then, all of you would got to see what I got to see and did not want to see, because he made, look, here's where the bacteria tried to eat me. It's like, dude, I do not want to see that. He thought it was hilarious. And he was very pasty because he's an older man, and I'm probably pretty pasty too now because I'm getting older. But it was.
Was he Cameron White?
Yeah, I don't know. He's more. He was Chaozu porcelain.
What?
Wow. Yes, he was. He just was. I mean, and if any of his family listening, they know it's true too. So it's nothing new there. So I got a phone call before the April Fool's show from the co-host at the time. And she said, what are we doing for April Fool's? And I'm like, I don't know. She's like, we'll come up with something and we'll go with it. So I had my buddy, Matt Tomlinson, who was on the scoreboard with me for over a decade here on WRD. I had him come in, and we said that Russ had retired and that we were taking over the show, and that polka music was our favorite music. We used to sit in the office with the program director all the time and just listen to polka and talk about our favorite polka music. And so we played polka music as bumper coming in and out.
Yeah.
And we made the co-host then, it's like, she's on her way out. So the only thing she can do is be our yes woman. So whenever we would go to her, she'd say, yep, yes, you're right. And that's what we were doing. And I had an argument on the air with Rose, who I don't know if she still calls the shows or not, but at the time she was one of those callers, a serial caller. It called all the time. And she told me to stay in my lane. And I told her on the air, is like, you know what? People retire all the time. People move on. Why don't I get my shot? And I had an argument with her on the air, knowing good and well it was April Fool's. And, some people got it, some people didn't. Now, we made it I think 2.5 hours before they yanked it because some people got so upset that we didn't get to finish it. And then afterwards, the other person on the show apologized because Russ got mad at me, and he got mad at me. And the thing that he said, he's like, people who belong in the shallow end of the pool thinking they can swim in the deep end of the pool. And I made that a liner on the scoreboard. By the way, anytime anyone says that to me, one of the managers says I was being abrasive to somebody, so I made abrasive a liner on the show. But he said that to me, and I never would apologize. You know why? Because if I apologize, then I didn't win. And he taught me how to never give it away until it was done. So I was wasn't going to tell anybody that it wasn't real until we had to stop. And I never apologized to that. And I think he was proud and angry at me at the same time, because I still continue to work with him. And if you bring it up, I just smile about it because I knew I won. And it's one of those guys, when you're learning from someone, every once in a while you win, you remember those. You remember those. I used to crack on him and say, and we're going to go to break, and then we're going to come back and get to our stuff. I used to crack on him and say that his white stretch limo was waiting outside. We had a dude call in who said his name was Klaus. Because I said, yeah, Klaus, the driver's out there. I was like, hey, Klaus.
That was my favorite moment, by the way.
And so a guy called in and said he was Klaus and said he was keeping his water warm.
He had a German accent, too.
Yeah, it was great. He said, I put the lemon in it like he told me to. And the last thing he said is, I've quit better jobs than this. Then he hung up. And it was just so great. That was the kind of relationship we had.
That's amazing.
But to me, I won April Fool's, so I don't need to do it again. All right, we are going to take a break. When we come back, we're talking WrestleMania because it starts in a half hour. So we're going to get to our picks. You are listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
So weird. What? Charlie said something very similar to me about what you said about God, this I feel like they're so long now.
It is.
The thing about not admitting that you did anything wrong by apologizing unless you have to.
Yeah.
He said that to me before, so this is really weird.
I have these conversations with some other hosts about sorry. I didn't. We're going to get back to this. And it's like, why are you apologizing? It's your show. Go where you want to go. Unless you get that email saying, hey, could you stop by the office? You didn't do anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The good part about this show is we have no direction. So there are no rails. I don't have to worry about getting on the rails, getting off the rails.
We're just chaos.
Yes, we are chaos.
We thrive in chaos here.
Chaos within there are some boundaries that we can't go past, which sometimes we will, and then we have to fix it. But that's
it happens. I don't know who would possibly do that.
He was Trey. He was the original voice of the Tiger Tailgate show for Clemson, and he helped me hate Clemson. So I mean, there's a lot of things there. He also
helped you.
He also complained about my hair all the time.
Did he just say he helped you hate Clemson?
Yeah, because when someone's so obnoxious about something, you start to go, you know what? I don't like them because of how obnoxious you are about it.
I've never heard anybody say it like that. That's good.
I mean, and he'd also, when are you going to get your hair cut? Never now.
Yeah, never.
I'm not getting my hair cut now. Why does my hair bother you? Yes.
I've heard that probably a million times in my life.
That's how I live my life.
When are you going to cut your hair?
Spitefully.
Never.
Yeah. The funny part is I saw pictures of him back in the day, and he had long hair. So
yeah.
I mean,
that's always why is it?
Some people equate.
I started
growing
my
up,
teens with long hair, dude.
Some people equate growing up with having short hair.
Can I say something controversial?
I did cut my hair at one point, but I started my teens with long hair.
So did he.
I'm going to say something incredibly controversial. Adulthood is a lie.
It really
All
is.
I've learned is that they're just bigger and bigger kids, and they just get more wrinkly.
I'm a lost boy. I ain't never.
Yeah,
there's no maturity.
That's all that exists
If
in
there's
the radio.
maturity and
Lost Boys.
adulthood and all that
I'm a
stuff,
lost boy. I
things
ain't
would be
never grown
better.
up.
It's people trying to pretend like they know what they're doing.
I would say there's obviously an adult in the room, but Brandon's not talking. So, I mean, you know.
That's right. The man staying silent. I don't know why I started saying that again. I just
Yes, Mark, I completely agree. Agree. For sure. I agree.
I agree.
I agree.
I agree.
Yeah, if I throw some Southern on there, you wouldn't have noticed. All right, yeah, I completely agree. Matt, as I was trying to curb myself because I don't, you know, he's still one of my best friends. But yes, he could walk in this room and make me mad right now.
Is that?
But you know what? I could do the same to him. So I mean, Matt. Is Matthew? No, Matthew's not sleeping. Matthew is busy.
No, I'm not sleeping. I was looking at my phone.
I'll do what I did the last time that happened. Hey, Garrick.
Matthew.
Hey, Garrick.
Here's what Matthew's doing. He's like, man, I'm just why are these kids so loud? That's what he's doing.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my stinking lawn.
I'm just imagining you with like a 5-foot beard. Like, you know, you're staying that skinny.
I'm so upset.
Like
We're on our way here, and I looked over on a side road, and there's an old man with a white beard, and he was in.
These kids these days with their.
He was in a go-kart type
dingle
thing,
hoppers.
and he was
No one
inside.
has any credit for the.
I can't
good
even
old
describe it. It was
classics.
wild. All right, welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo, T2, Cameron, Matthew here, Brandon training the Padawan.
He's Grasshopper tonight.
Yes, he is Grasshopper. Yes. Not everyone gets that reference. I'm surprised you do.
Oh, yeah?
As far as
Karate
Grasshopper
Kid?
goes. No, you know what Grasshopper is from, right?
No, actually, I don't.
Okay. All right.
You started off strong, Tim.
Yeah, I mean, you could have just nodded. Yeah.
Just
I
take
know.
the
I know it's from a show called Kung Fu.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's, you know, when
I
you-
just heard
when
people
you
joke about it.
When you can grab this pebble from my hand. Yeah. Well, Grasshopper is basically a Padawan. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a trainee. It's a
Yeah.
it's a noob, if you will.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it that way. All right. Every time there's a pay-per-view, or just about every time there's a pay-per-view, we pick wrestling. And by the way, Vegas does it. You can say, why? You know, it's scripted. Yeah, but Vegas does it. And people actually bet on it. You know, Vegas does it because people actually bet on it. So they're making money on
betting
it.
on creative direction.
Yeah, it does it. So are we picking what we think the writers will do? Yes. But you know what? We don't know. You know why? Because we're not the writers. And they are athletes, and it's been described accurately, soap operas for men. And that's what it is. And women and girls are into it too. But it's a male soap opera with athletes. So the loser has to face something we call the Nerf wall. And it can hurt more than what you think.
Yeah, I got shot in the lip last time.
Listen, I'd say I'm sorry, but you shot me in the forehead, and it still stings on occasion.
Well, I had to keep my mantle. I had to keep my mantle.
Yeah,
I feel like we need to
Is
settle
that
this
Nerf
with an
gun?
old-fashioned duel.
All right, Matthew, just because you
30
didn't
paces.
get hit a certain way when you faced the wall, we'll work on that next time. And now you got a better shot at facing the wall.
Yeah, try a gut shot with the double barrel shotgun.
Yeah.
gun.
Or the
What kind of dastardly villain would do that?
Or
I don't know. He's sitting across from me, I think.
You
though.
know, the best part about it
Which one?
is when our sponsor, Rob Young from Borderlands Comics and Games in South Carolina Comic-Con, buys a rotary Nerf gun just to shoot one of us on the wall. And so, I mean, that's pretty cool that he's willing to do that. And Tim got that last week. Was it last week? Or was it
2 weeks
It was
ago.
2 weeks ago.
I
Yeah,
took it
so
like a champ too.
you did. No, I don't know about that.
I
Watch
did.
watch the video.
Definitely did not.
Yeah, watch the video. All right, let's get into this so we can get this done before this hour is over, and then get to other stuff in the next hour. All right, the first matchup that we're going to go to is it's a women's tag team exhibition, not an exhibition, it's a showcase. That's what they call it. Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan versus Shotzi and Natalia. It's on there. It's just not in that order.
Why did you start at the bottom?
Because I'm looking at a different list. It's the same list, but I'm looking at a different thing. And you should start at the bottom because those are the weaker matches. The big matches are elsewhere. Hey, quick question how I'm doing things. Or you automatically get it wrong. All right. Raquel Rodriguez versus Liv Morgan versus Shotzi and Natalya versus Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus let's see, where is it? Chelsea and Sonya Deville. Chelsea Green is big time Karen. She does can I talk to your manager? To the manager all the time. And it's hilarious. It's great. It's great. All right. So I am going with Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. I will tell you, Rob Brown also went with Rousey and Baszler. Cameron, who you got?
Not to seem like a copycat, but that's who I was going to go with.
Keep in mind,
we could all be
a tie
wrong.
is not what you want. I'm just going to remind you.
Yeah.
I always
It
pick
could
Ronda
be like
Rousey.
we're going to go for that.
No.
Your vote does not count, Brandon.
No. All right. So, Tim.
Got Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
Ronda Rousey's the only name I recognize.
Wow.
So
That's fine. All right. The next match is Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio. Let me give you a little background here. Dominic Mysterio did some time, like one night in jail, and now he's considered ex-con Dom. But he's that kid that's hanging around with the wrong crowd. Rey Mysterio just got inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame last night. He is, if you saw Rey Mysterio's mask, you would go, yeah, I know that guy, even though you're not into wrestling, because he's the most famous luchador of all times. Said he wouldn't go up against his son, but his son was disrespectful to his mother, and so Rey punched him in the face. So this is going to be a match. Dominic Mysterio, if Rey Mysterio wasn't there, I'm not sure he makes it in the WWE, but because he turned heel and the way that they've done his character, I think he's got a shot of lasting a lot longer after his dad is gone. Good shot. This may be Rey Mysterio's retirement match. Matthew, who you got, Rey Mysterio or Dominic Mysterio?
I'm gonna go with the storyline that he's got to put his son in his place so that he can become humbled and join properly. That sounds like a good storyline.
All right, Tim.
I'm going Dominic Mysterio.
Okay, and Cameron.
I am also going to go with Dominic Mysterio.
Yes.
All right. I went with Dominic Mysterio, and so did Rob. And here's the reason why we believe that Rey wants his son to win the last match that he ever has. Kind of a passing of the mantle type thing. We'll see if that happens. All right. The next match is for the undisputed tag team titles, the Usos versus Sami Zayn and KO Kevin Owens. Cameron, who you got?
All right. So in the interest of how the storylines progress and all that stuff, I'm going to go with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Also, is the Usos crap. Jay and
Jimmy.
Jimmy. Thank you.
Yes.
I knew it was another J name. That's still the Usos that are.
Yes.
Okay. It wasn't like the third brother.
The little brother's still there, but he's not a tag team.
Okay. Because I didn't know what happened to one of them.
Yeah, he's still there. He's the enforcer.
Okay.
All right. So you were going with the Usos.
No, I'm going
with Sami Zayn. Okay. Sami Zayn. All right. Matthew, who you got?
I'm also going with Zayn and Owens. I recognize those names somewhat.
Tim.
You know what? I will not pick Owens and Zayn. I will pick the other.
Okay. See, here's the thing. I gave you the sheet so you can actually look
Why
at
aren't
it.
you reading, Tim?
So you can
yeah,
know.
but I keep
what the
losing my
other-
place on it.
It's okay. All right. The
Because
next
he's jumping around.
The next match is the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus Viking Raiders versus Ricochet and Braun Strowman. Tim, who you got?
Ricochet.
Okay, there we go. Look at you jumping right in there. Matthew, who you got?
Alpha Academy. I like alliteration.
Look at you. All right, Cameron, who you got?
My heart says Street Profits, but I think I might go with the Viking Raiders.
All right, I also am going with the Viking Raiders. Their new getup is awesome. I mean, talking about cosplay, you should check it out.
Yeah, we've seen them live.
Yeah, we have. You're right.
I'm so losing
You're
this
right.
round.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. That's what you want to do. Think about it. You want to lose.
As long as you don't tie.
But Rob also went with Ricochet and Braun Strowman.
Oh,
all right, the next match is my friend Gunther versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Here's a little inside radio here. If someone comes and is on a show, they're automatically your friend. They're a friend of the show. That's how that works. Whatever show it is. So Gunther came and was on the Rob Brown show with myself and Rob Brown. I know it's shocking.
What think tank came up with that name?
I don't know. There's a conglomerate. Maybe they polled states. I don't know, but they went with Rob Brown.
I think it was called AIM.
It could have been. And you know, what could go wrong with that place? So Gunther versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. Cameron, who you got?
I am going to go with your friend Gunther.
Okay, Matthew.
I feel like friendship always wins.
Tim.
Yeah, I'm with those two.
All right, so we all went with Gunther in that match right there. He is the ring general. I can't do German. I mean, you know, he doesn't say his G's.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
No, I don't. You do. You can say it though if you want.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Real quick, Mark says Chelsea and Sonya, Ronda and Shayna's too obvious. He also says Ray wins and retires. When Ray punched Dominic, that was the first time I cheered for him since he was in WCW. And he also says Owens and Zayn take the titles. All right, the next match is Edge versus Finn Balor. This is a Hell in a Cell match. You guys, even if you're not into wrestling, probably know what a cage match is. Matthew, do you understand what a cage match is?
Yes, I understand.
All right, no, I'm not being.
I have watched the original 2001 Spider-Man movie. I know what a cage match is.
Okay, there we go.
He's experienced several cage matches in his life.
So, Matthew, Tim, you also know what a cage match is, right?
I do.
Okay. All right. This is a different kind of cage. You can look it up. Hell in a Cell is more reinforced. People a lot of times end up on top of the cell fighting. And there are times when those people end up being tossed from or falling from or jumping from the top of the cage. And it's up there a great deal. Edge is facing Finn Balor, but this is not normal Finn Balor. This is Finn Balor, the Demon, which Tim would absolutely love. You should look up Finn Balor, the Demon, and check out his makeup. No, I mean, right now, you should look it up. It's really cool. The Demon, I think, has only lost one time. And so this is, I heard Edge on a podcast saying this is it between him and the Judgment Day. And so I am going to go out on a limb and say the Demon wins and beats Finn Balor. Beats Edge. Cameron, who you got?
I mean, since he's coming out as a Demon, it's hard to go up against that. I'm going to go with Finn Balor.
Yeah, I'm going with that guy.
I was also planning on going with that.
Okay, Rob went with Edge. Did you see the makeup?
Yeah.
You should see the entrance. The entrance is great. If you get a chance to watch the entrance, you can probably do it with the sound down. How he comes out is amazing, especially I haven't got to see that live. I wish I would. All right, the next match is between Seth Rollins and Logan Paul. Yes, that Logan Paul, the Logan Paul that a lot of people hate, but millions of people follow him. He may not be that great of a boxer. I will tell you that Logan Paul is an excellent wrestler. Here's the thing. You may hate him, but he's come out and had some killer matches, including he wrestled Roman Reigns, the current champ, got live on his social media, jumped off the top rope and crashed through the table on Roman Reigns live on his social media. It was an amazing thing.
He's a boxer too.
Yeah, but he's a great athlete and he is a very good wrestler. So Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins. I am going with Logan Paul. Matthew, who you got?
I want to see Logan Paul get his face punched in.
So you're going with Seth
Rollins.
Okay, Cameron.
I think I'm going to go with Logan Paul, begrudgingly.
All right, Tim.
That way.
I'm going Logan Paul because he's a gold mine and they're not going to let him lose.
All right, we got a few more matches to go because this is a 2-night event. We're going to take a break and then we're going to come back and we are going to finish this up. And then we got a ton of things to get to in the second hour. You are listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
You held that deep.
No.
Hey, he was trying to,
dude.
You really
I'm
felt
nailing that.
Okay.
The thing I messed up on was just that
get it.
intro. Well, and then I did say the thing about the social media. So,
Do you think when we get onto the stream, I should just go like this, like an old smoker voice?
no, you should not.
Can you pass me a cigarette?
You're just as lame as your father.
You're just as lame as your father. Oh, I remember when they first invented chocolate.
I hate that I'm going to
hated
miss the first. By the way, just a please, people on the stream, do not spoil me on WrestleMania because I'm going to watch the parts I miss tomorrow, because Stinking Peacock will let you rewind, but then if the show ends before you get to the end of it, you can't watch it till the next day.
Hey,
it sucks.
Hey, audience, respect his toil. Don't spoil.
Cameron, I don't need your help.
I just wanted to say the line.
That will make it worse.
I wanted to say the line.
Well, I've had a couple other
and the
exposure.
entrance,
It's cage match is just the go-to in any kind of wrestling reference in any kind of piece of
yes,
media.
I did, Trey. I watched NXT. It's going to be hard for WrestleMania to outdo
being
that.
The first time that I saw
a couple of those matches were amazing. The only match I didn't see was the ladder match with that Indy one. I'm gonna watch that tomorrow probably. But I saw all the other ones. The North American Championship, that was wild.
Yeah. Cool.
Also, just because nobody else has done this, Bonesaw is ready.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised to see him lose, but I want to see him lose, so I will vote against him.
But here's the thing, and I didn't mention this on the air. This is his last match under his present contract.
Logan Paul?
Yeah, he had a 1-year contract, and it ends after WrestleMania.
Oh,
so
okay.
there's a good shot he loses because of that, or to entice him into signing another 1-year contract, because when he came to WWE, not only was he as good as he is, but he brought all those viewers with him.
No, absolutely.
So from a business standpoint, it was a good move. The only way it's a bad move is if he was a horrible wrestler.
Yeah.
But he ended up being a really good wrestler. And you don't put that guy in with your cash cow, which is Roman Reigns. You don't put him in with him unless he's good enough to stand toe-to-toe with him, and he absolutely did.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that, Trey. I didn't mean to spoil, dude. It's very, very good.
Dude, this guy looks so cool, though. I like his.
Have you watched the entrance yet?
Not yet. I will.
He won't.
No, yeah, I will.
Do you ever watch
But
Princess Bride?
the best part about watching the entrance, you need to watch it when you can hear the sound, so you can hear how it's.
That's why I wanted to watch it with the sound.
But you can't do that right now because of. But when you hear it with his entrance music, it makes it even cooler.
No one says totes anymore. Totes is already out of style.
Quit pointing that out. I'll tell you why. Do not point that out later.
Oh. Sorry. My bad.
Yeah, I saw you bought that, Trey. And shame about Dante Martin. Not a big fan of Dante Martin, but I hate that he broke his ankle. Not sure that Andre will be coming back from the dead to do that, Viper. But, you know, if they could pull it off, they would.
God, that was a quick first hour.
You know, how long does I know this is morbid, but someone of that size, as far as decomposing goes, I wonder if you should never do this, but if someone was to exhume Andre the Giant, would he still be as big as what he was when he died?
Are we talking just like?
I'm a science guy. I'm not a science guy. That's why, I don't.
Yeah, you play it off like you're not.
Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. I almost talked over that guy like Charlie does.
Yeah.
I almost didn't put that in there because I heard Charlie talking over him.
Yeah.
So much. It's like, you know what? I won't make that mistake if I don't put that in there. But if I don't put that in there, LexCorp's going to get me. So I better put that in there. Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. We are in the middle of our WrestleMania picks for the Nerf Wall. We're doing this now because WrestleMania actually starts at 8 o'clock. We are going to get to our video game bracket in the next hour and a bunch of other stuff if we possibly can. We're going to try. All right. Let us zoom through these things really quick. Becky Lynch and Lita and Trish Stratus versus Damage Control. I have not been the biggest Damage Control fan, but Lita should have stayed retired. I know it's mean. I know she used to be Team Extreme. I know she used to be amazing like a decade ago, but you can tell that she's rusty. And I kind of hate when they bring back some people that, maybe somebody else doesn't make it on the card because they bring back a Hall of Famer. And I get why they do that. There's an appeal to it, but I want them to lose. So I am going again. I believe that Trish Stratus is going to betray them because she isn't getting top billing in the group, and a heel turn for her doesn't really matter because, she's also retired. But I'm going with Damage Control to win. Tim, who you got?
Damage Control.
Cameron.
I'm going to Team Old Ladies.
Okay. Matthew.
Get off my lawn.
Okay. All right. They're older than you, but not older than me. So anyway, because I'm ancient. All right. The next match is Brock Lesnar versus Omos. If you are not a wrestling fan, you probably still have heard of Brock Lesnar. He's been a big deal in the WWE for a long time. Also was a UFC heavyweight champion. But he's going up against Omos, who's like 7 foot tall and weighs 400 pounds. And the question is, can he F5 him? I say that absolutely he can. I'm going with Brock Lesnar. Cameron, who you got?
I have Brock Lesnar, even though that's not
because if you do that, your voice is shot for the rest of the day.
I also don't want to overmodulate the mic.
Yeah, because you don't want to do that. Tim's trying to figure out who he's going to pick. Tim, who are you going to pick?
I'll go opposite. I'll go Omos.
Okay, all right. Tim is good. Oh no, you weren't there. I was going to say we saw Omos last time when SmackDown was here. I believe it was last time.
Yes,
that dude is so big. Matthew, who you got?
He looked close.
With Lesnar. That's a cool name.
Okay. All right. So Rob Brown and I also went with Lesnar. All right. Good job, Tim. Good job.
Yeah.
Because chances are, if you weren't exempt, you probably would lose this time.
Yeah.
All right. The next one is Bianca Belair versus Asuka. Asuka has got her heel paint on. She's got her mist going. The Great Muta just got inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. I'm saying a bunch of stuff that Matthew and Tim have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And Cameron might be a little lost also.
I'm holding on barely like I always do.
But the guys who know, they know. And the girls who know, they know. I am going with Asuka to win the championship. Bianca Belair is the present champ, been the champ for a year, but I'm going with Asuka. Matthew, who you got?
I'll go with Asuka, I guess.
Okay. Tim.
Belair, is that
okay? All right. Tim is going
I'm
Bianca Belair.
looking for it on the paper.
The EST of WWE. Okay, Cameron, who you got?
I'll go with Asuka. I was trying to figure out what EST means, but
she's the fastest. She is.
Oh,
yeah, she is.
Okay.
That's her thing.
She's the fastest.
Yes, she is. All right, got to hurry through these last two, even though they're the most important ones on the card. Charlotte Flair, my friend, who is the current champion, going up against Rhea Ripley from that faction that also has ex-Condom in it.
Judgment Day.
Yes, Judgment Day. Tim, who you got? Flair or Ripley?
Ripley.
All right. Matthew, who you got?
I like friendship.
Okay.
Stop saying that.
Cameron.
It doesn't seem real when you say it.
Cameron,
friendship.
who you got?
I'm going to go with Rhea Ripley.
Okay. All right. Rob went with Rhea Ripley. I already told you who I went with. Finally, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. Roman Reigns has been a champion for years now. The storyline of the Bloodline has been an amazing thing. But Cody Rhodes is due to win. I'm going Cody Rhodes. Tim.
The other one.
You're going with Roman. All right. Also, watch the clock. Cameron.
I'm going to go with Cody Rhodes as well, since he got his stint interrupted.
All right, Matthew.
If he's due to win, then sure, let's do it. Cody Rhodes.
All right. And Rob also went with Cody Rhodes. All right. When we get back, we are doing the Upstate Pulse video game bracket, and hopefully we got time for AI Takeover because my brethren have finally spoken out. You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. So that would be a no ID, right?
No, I moved it down because we were gonna be able to hit it.
All right. hey, you know what? I got one, you get one. You know,
I'm taking a noob on that one.
Yeah, no, I know you are. You absolutely are. You know, now we got to do is get Matthew and Cameron. Cameron, who's never been noobed, I don't think.
I've been noobed once.
Have you been noobed? Okay. Because when you've been noobed, you remember. Brandon's exempt from being noobed. If you remember, because I told you, I don't, plus I don't do that to new people. He didn't get it for a while. He didn't get it for a while. Then
Now
when
I get it every time.
Well, I mean, that's your fault. That's not my fault.
I know.
Bro.
It's a stupid mistake.
Exactly. That's your fault.
I was
Hey, Matthew
I
went
was
for a
trying
long
to
time,
keep
didn't
up
get
on
it
the
either, then
paper.
you
I
got a
wasn't
couple.
watching the clock. That's why I don't like papers in front of me.
Why are you trying so hard? You're exempt as long as you lose.
I know, but I just have this fear that I'm
As long
going
as
to
you
face
don't
that
tie.
wall.
Yeah, as long as you don't
again.
tie,
As
you're
long
good.
as you don't sigh.
I feel like I'm going to face that
I was
wall
going
again. I
TFS
do.
Popo when I did that the first time.
Bye.
As long as you don't tie.
Nice. What are they? I don't know what that is. Ah, okay.
Skate shoes?
Pecking order.
What?
Yeah, Trey, Lita and Trish were rivals. Lita's just lost a step. I'm not trying to be mean. She's lost a step. And when you're haven't been in the ring in forever and you get in there, even though you're training,
didn't she have a career-ending injury and all that too?
No, I don't think so. I think she just retired.
Okay.
Here's the other thing is if it's a wrestler who is known for being really fast and then they slow down, it's more obvious. If you're like a lurking wrestler who you're like known for muscle and prodding and you're slow already, it's not going to be as noticeable as someone who loses a step to a degree. When you were on Team Extreme and you're up there jumping around and everything, and now you can't really do it.
I mean, it's like Hogan and Flair. They could keep going forever because they were always slower and methodical with what they did.
Absolutely. You know what? I forgot about something. We have a taste test.
Oh, God. It's not ranch or ice cream again.
No. We're not doing that ever again in our entire lives.
I have nightmares about that. Oh, I have to add that today there's a more important event that is not April Fool's that is today.
Yeah, I know what it is, and you can talk about it. You know, it just so happens we have 5 of these things.
Oh,
wow. We have 5 of these things.
almost like you accounted for the whole.
No, we just got lucky that we have 5 of these.
All right, I'm not upset about
You
this.
can't read it. You really can't. That's sad. That's sad. Speaking of which, do we have text?
Probably. I am slacking today.
Here's how these taste tests work. You can say no. Anyone can say no if they want to. Matthew, did you see what I held up?
Oh boy, peeps.
Yeah, sour watermelon peeps. I gotta tell you, last year we did cinnamon peeps. Those things are killer. They were good.
Delicious.
Oh, they were so good. I was like, man, I could eat this whole thing. These I'm predicting are not.
I generally like sour watermelon type.
Yeah, we'll be doing this We'll be doing
I don't
this.
like artificial
during break.
watermelon.
Well, you know, that's fine.
I'm not deathly afraid for my health like I was with the ranch ice cream.
Rob and I did a video on that because I went downstairs because he asked me.
Oh, how did he deal with
that?
that?
He said, would this be bad enough to be a punishment on my nationally syndicated baseball show? And I said, oh, yes, it would be. And so we went downstairs and we did a video on the fan and I just opened it up. And he could smell it. And then I was like, go stick your face in there. And he's like, it's like, imagine tasting it. And what their bet will be is
does he retch as loud as he talks?
No, yes, he does. Their bet will be 2 scoops.
Oh God!
Can you imagine having to eat 2 scoops?
Oh God, no!
Yeah,
almost all the way down.
exactly.
I took like 3 tiny bites.
By the way, the look on Cameron and Matthew's face when I said that should tell you how it's bad. It's really
should
bad.
have to endure that kind
It's
of
really, really
torment.
bad. I wish I could have found the macaroni and cheese ice cream. I guarantee you that would be good compared to that.
There is something about that ice cream that definitely violates the Geneva Convention.
Yeah, it is a war crime
unto itself.
It definitely is.
Alan's asking if we've ever tried the Bella Vitino espresso cheese yet. No.
Have you tried the Dr. Pepper peeps?
Yeah.
they good?
Yeah, if I recall, they're pretty good.
I'm living up to my name here.
There's a P word I keep trying to think of. That means really gaudy. I haven't been able to think about it for like a week, and it's killing me.
Pompous?
You're right.
No, not pompous. It has like
You're right,
3
that
or 4
first hour
syllables.
went by really fast. It absolutely did.
I put it in the wrong
It
spot.
like starts with pre, like pre, not precocious.
You
It
got
might
this,
be precocious.
man. You got this.
I'm thinking presumptuous or something.
I kind of have faith in you.
Talking about.
No, I know.
At
It's
the
just,
start of the next segment, but
it's
I couldn't
annoying.
Put it in between the two promos.
What, the ID?
Prima Donna?
Yeah.
It's all right. As long as it plays with in that little window. You got it.
now
We're
it's
good.
now it's infecting you.
All right,
I'll forget
we're
about
coming
it.
back.
If LexCorp had a problem with it, he would have texted me. I don't see anything. So you're good.
Nerd Hour.
On News Talk 98.9 WORT.
All right, welcome into hour number 2 of the Upstate Pulse. Used to be hour number 3 of the Upstate Pulse, which was the third hour nerd hour, but they took that away. I could probably get it back if I wanted to. Maybe I might. You know what? I might ask for the third hour just so I can get laughed at. Because getting laughed at sometimes it just makes you feel better about yourself. It really does.
Of course it does.
Yes, it does.
Dad, do you want a hug?
No, but getting laughed at is why we do the show.
And how do
because-
you feel about that?
Well, thank you. No, there's not a couch in here, and I wouldn't feel comfortable lying down for you.
Dr. Snow.
In this hour, don't say Dr. Snow. I mean, because no, in this hour we're going to get to.
Are you saying no to Dr. Snow?
Yes, I am. I'm saying no to Dr. Snow. In this hour, we're going to get to our bracket. We're actually going to get to that in just a minute. We are also going to do AI Takeover if we can, and Nerd Roundtable if we can too. There's a lot of things, but one thing we are going to do during the break, so make sure you check it out. Check us out live on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. We're going to do a taste test. We've got sour watermelon peeps, and I guarantee you it's not going to be as bad as the ranch ice cream because there's only one thing I've ever had taste testing. All right, 2 things. But one was on a different show, taste testing. That's been worse. And it was the Burger King Lucky Charms milkshake. But the worst thing I've ever ate entirely as a radio deal was haggis. And
I was going to ask how the haggis rates.
Yeah, the haggis was,
What is haggis?
Exactly. Sheep stomachs.
It's a bit of sheep stomach.
Yeah, it's I got home and my wife was like, "Are you okay?" So, no, I'm not okay. I probably won't be. It took me a couple weeks to get rid of the taste because it just kept coming back, and I didn't realize
it haunted you.
This was during my debilitating gout to the point where I ended up in the hospital and some other things. Didn't realize that it would cause a flare up. And then one of the worst flare ups I've ever had was because of that. Alan is saying menudo. I don't know why, but if you get a chance to say menudo on the stream, you say menudo. Speaking of the text line, we went the entire first hour and didn't read any text. And that's important that we talk about the text line, which is 71307, because first of all, Tim is not wearing his glasses. So send a text, make it lengthy till it splits up and misspell some words.
Yeah, because I didn't bring my glasses.
Because Tim didn't bring his glasses. The other thing, you're going to need the text line because we are going to get ready to do. And this is for our listeners in Georgia and North Carolina who are not familiar with this. We've been doing brackets. This is our 8th year doing them. It's usually some sort of pop culture bracket. We've done villains. We've done sci-fi movies, sitcoms. This year we are doing video games. So there are 4 of us picking. If there should be a tie, then we will go to the text line. And how that will work, one of us will give a 3, 2, 1 countdown. And then the first person who texts in the name of the game, that game will go through. This is the most hated thing in this entire building. I don't know why, because I think it's very fair. It doesn't always go well for me. And if there's a heel on the show, if you're into wrestling, if there's someone on the show you don't like, which I completely get, pick against them. Make sure they lose. If you just want them to get angry, that's the psychology of this thing. All these games are good. I have no idea what's going to win. Will I be mad if certain games don't make it? Yeah. Not as angry as Matthew will be if certain games don't make it.
I won't be mad.
Yeah.
I'll just be sad and cry myself to sleep.
Yeah, you don't want that. You just picture look at sad Matthew right now. Look at that. Oh my gosh. That's
We need some violin music.
That's pitiful. Just make sure that it's whitelisted, because if not, you'll get flagged like I did. All right, let's get to the right side of our bracket. Starting out with the top. This is the one, Diablo. Now, when we do these video games, this is the entire franchise. So maybe you're a fan of Diablo 1, 2, 3, or the beta for 4 that just came out, or the mobile game, or I had this cool dream where I was broadcasting live from a Comic-Con, and I was playing a Diablo board game, and I was streaming live. This is an actual dream that I had like last week. I was streaming live, and the Diablo board game was a 3D board game. So the map had depth to it, which was really cool. But my video feed was blurry. So there's an engineer who I helped get start at the station, who's now like a national engineer and goes all over the place. His name is Rob Waldron. I called him, and he came and fixed it and gave me a look. And if you've ever gotten that look, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, it's not a tangent. It's just what we do. So Diablo going up against Halo. Halo, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, Reach, whatever you're into,
Or
Halo
the entire storyline.
Oh, yes, or the entire storyline. There you go. So Diablo versus Halo. Tim, who you got?
Halo, hands down.
Okay. You never played Diablo?
I have played Diablo.
Okay.
I'm not the biggest fan of it, I'll be honest.
All right.
I loved Halo, and I'm picking Halo.
All right. Cameron.
I'm going to go with Diablo.
Okay.
Halo's cool, but I got to go with Diablo.
There we go. All right. So I could cause a tie. And you know, I'm not going to do that because I'm too big of a Diablo fan. I mean, so
you're not entertaining this at all.
No, I'm not. Diablo is one of my games. It is without a doubt. I thought this would be a struggle. Matthew shocked me there. I thought he was going to go Halo.
Really?
We need to have a funeral for Halo.
No, listen. If
Halo's awesome.
Here's the thing. Halo is awesome. Some of these games are going to go down to some other games.
I know.
It's not a bad game to go down to. That's all I'm saying.
It's not.
Oh yeah,
it's not.
It's not.
Halo is a huge franchise.
Say something to keep note of. I don't think Matthew's a first-person shooter guy.
No, I've mentioned it multiple times.
He's not.
All right, our next game matchup is Zelda versus Uncharted. Matthew.
Uncharted is a pretty cool franchise. It's got some great games in there, some great moments, but the heights and the just epitome of adventure gaming that is the Legend of Zelda series, I've got to go with Legend of Zelda.
All right, Tim.
Well, my son who is listening, he loves Uncharted. He loves it. He's been learning how to play it, and he's probably going to really hate me for this, but I don't care. I'm a huge Zelda fan. I'm going Zelda.
All right. I'm going to go next. I will tell you that I had not played Uncharted till a certain talk show host on the Fan Upstate, who's not Rob Brown, was playing it, struggling getting past it. I just want to mention he really is not Rob Brown. There's only one other host on that station. You can figure out who it is.
Yeah.
He might be downstairs right now, actually, doing a national show.
Why are you speaking in vagary, sir?
Yeah, because it's fun. Said he couldn't get past a certain part of the latest Uncharted game. So I bought the game and got to the part he couldn't get past and told him how to get past it. And then I beat it twice, and I'm still not sure that he beat it. I will tell you that those games are beautiful. I have a ton of them. I never was a big Zelda fan, so I'm going with Uncharted. So we have 1 Uncharted and 2 Zeldas, and I'm just going to guess that Uncharted's going down. Cameron?
I might be throwing you for a loop.
You will, if you, I mean, you know.
Because you know what? I'm feeling a tie here. Because I want to see what the people think.
No, I'm going to stop this right here. I'm going to stop this right here.
I want to see.
We're not going to do a tie just for a tie. You pick the game that you love more.
That's not part of the game, Dad.
Yes, I know it's not. But you know, part of the game is not making it so obvious.
Yeah.
But Cameron has made it a tie. So here's how this works. Uncharted or Zelda, which game should go through? Our text line is 71307. I'm going to give a countdown. Once I give that countdown, the first person to text to 71307, either Zelda or Uncharted, that is the game that goes through. Countdown commencing 3, 2, 1. Uncharted or Zelda? Which game is going through? Zelda or Uncharted? Uncharted or Zelda?
Zelda goes through.
All right.
And that text came in from Asheville. Just letting you guys know that.
Oh, thank you, Asheville, for participating.
And
All
that
right.
texter also said at one point, they said, "Woohoo! Welcome to Asheville, nerds, our people."
Woo, thank you. Yes, we are. We are all nerd. We are.
So thank you for that text.
Yeah, we appreciate it. All right. The next matchup is, if I can read my writing, that would be.
Looks like Civilization and Borderlands.
That's if he's going straight down.
If you're going straight down.
I am.
Not taping.
Yes,
not taking
Civilization and Borderlands. Yeah, you know what? I need glasses, but I'm not putting them on because it hurts my head with the headphones. And so,
I hate the feeling of them, but I look better with glasses, so I got to look good for the stream.
You do. I mean, you go with what makes you.
I look less threatening with them on, so that's why I wear them.
Yeah, I'm just not wearing them because I don't like pain that much. All right, so Civilization versus Borderlands. I'm gonna go first on this because I hate the art style for Borderlands. I got to tell you, I cannot stand it. But there's a guy who does a voice on Borderlands who I could call my friend.
Yes.
Because I got to interview him. So to Cameron, right here on this here program, his name is Chris Rager. Still not sure about that. And
we'll never know.
Yeah.
Unless he comes around
who is the major voice on Borderlands. He's also Hercule Satan from Dragon Ball. He's also what's the Cementos? Cementos. He's on a ton of things.
He's also the principal in Assassination Classroom.
Yeah. So because of that, I got to go with Chris Rager. I can't listen. Go back and watch the interview. I butchered his name.
He thought it was funny.
Yeah, and so I'm continuing with that. Also, that guy's a big goofball. It was a great interview. My first interview without the OG Chris Evans. I was really nervous, but the interview was memorable enough that when we met them at South Carolina Comic-Con, they remembered both of us. They gave Cameron something free and made me pay. So, I mean, take that however you want.
I'm sorry I'm more likable.
Yeah, well, it appears that way, doesn't it? But, the best kind of heel is the one where there's someone that they like a whole lot, so they don't like the other guy as much. So, anyway, I am going Borderlands. Tim, what do you got?
Borderlands.
Matthew.
Ooh, are we going to see a Borderlands blowout? Because I got to go with Borderlands.
All right. I already know what Cameron's going with.
So I got to say, this is close for me, but Borderlands, yeah.
All right. I'm guessing what Cameron's going with.
Oh, absolutely Borderlands.
Yes. Not only do we have Borderlands 1 and 2, we also have...
I have one question for you.
Explosions! Exactly. All right. The next matchup is Batman versus God of War. All right. So this could be the matchup. It really could. I know all about God of War. I have it downloaded on my PS4. I've never played it. I still haven't played it.
I have it too. I have it too downloaded, and still have yet to play it.
I still haven't played it yet. You know what I have played though? I have played Batman. I played the mess out of all the Batman games, including the really bad ones that came before all the Arkham stuff happened when they got really, really good, and including the latest one that we haven't.
No, I was about to say, and the bad one after that.
Gotham Knights, but technically Batman's dead, so I mean, but it's still a Batman game because it's the Bat family. The game looks good. Playability, not so much. But the Arkham games, so much fun. And who didn't want to drive the Batmobile and you finally get to do it? I think it handles a little loose. It does. It does. It handles a little
loose around the corners.
It's just a little loose, but it's the Batmobile. So if you take some things out, it's their fault for being in the way.
Alfred,
so
we need to do some maintenance on the.
Yeah, he can afford it.
Axles.
We're doing a citywide fixing things. Yeah, because I'm a billionaire and I want to. So I'm going Batman here, Cameron.
I'm also gonna have to go with Batman because the Arkham games are one of my favorite franchises of all time. And I am one of the biggest Batman fans.
Just really quick, want to say, Chris on the stream says, "Darn it, Tim, you had one job." I don't know what you did, but
I think it was earlier.
Something at 8:09 that you did, and we will not forget it.
Oh, that reminds me.
8:09.
Oh, we did forget it.
That reminds me. Go ahead and do that. I want to thank the stream for helping us out and make us remember things because we get going. Yeah, thanks, Chris. All right, Matthew, who you got?
So the Batman Arkham games are really great, and fun fact about them, one of one of my really good close friends actually has held the speedrun world record multiple times in Arkham City, and really helped to like super lower the speedrun time by hours.
Holy crap.
Yeah, back in like 2014, 2015. But the God of War games, I feel like they take a little bit of a leg up, specifically the modern ones. I think I talked about it before, that the OG ones, if it was just the OG, I don't think they would have made it past the first round. But with the more modern ones, the story and then the gameplay and everything is just such a step up. I've got to go with God of War.
All right, we got 2 Batmans at God of War. Tim,
So
what you got?
circle.
I'm just gonna make this quick and tie it up and go with God of War.
Really? Okay. Well, since you tied it up, why don't you go ahead and give him a countdown? By the way, when he gives us a countdown, text line 71307. Who goes through, God of War or Batman?
Do I have to count down or can I count up?
No, you got to count down. That's how that works.
But I was gonna do like Home Alone and do 1, 2, 10.
Nobody's going to go with that.
2, 1.
Thank you, Matthew. Someone follows instructions. All right.
Countdown
Text line,
privileges are revoked.
71307. Batman or God of War? Who is going through? And can Tim read
God
it?
of War.
All right.
Are you serious?
Let's go.
All right.
It's right there.
All right. I got to tell you, I'm kind of mad about that. Because here's the thing. Yeah, I know Kratos can take down gods and everything, but Kratos cannot defeat Batman.
Yes, he can.
No, he cannot. No one can beat
He's
Batman.
a demigod.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
He's already stronger than Batman by being a demigod.
I will tell you, technically, so Superman and Batman can beat Superman.
And Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
with Wonder Woman.
With how much tech?
Wonder
Kratos
Woman
beats Batman, but Batman beats Kratos with prep time.
Yeah, but okay, I probably shouldn't say
Batman
that.
beats everybody with prep time.
All right. Don't go on your crusade against Superman because we're going to take a break. While we're taking a break, tune in to Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, or YouTube at the Upstate Pulse because we are about to eat sour watermelon peeps. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Why are you so severe?
Too obvious.
Okay.
That was so early.
I'm sorry. I handed it. way
See,
too much.
y'all
I
keep
apologize.
on accidentally saying that 106.3, but because of how long, or actually coming in, like over the guy talking, but I keep going out early because they're longer than they used to be.
It's not saying 106.3.
Oh no, I didn't mean
Okay,
to say
because
that.
you just said that, and you're making me worried.
No. I meant.
I'll let him
I meant.
Yeah, please don't get
going
your
out
grubby
over
hands
the
on
I wasn't going to pick it out for you. I was
Over the
going to
guy.
hit the box over to you. Grubby hands.
Yeah, that's all right.
I don't like people touching the food that I'm going to eat.
I wasn't going to.
So yeah, you touched our food. I mean, because you had to.
Yes, but his hands aren't grubby.
No, that's okay. I'm good. Hey, we all have our thing.
I'm a germaphobe, okay?
I've yet to play it though.
All right, Howie. It's a reference to Howie Mandel.
Man, this is just diabetes incarnate right here.
It looks lovely.
Yeah, I don't
It looks disgusting.
stuck a little too. That means who knows what kind of dirt is on it.
Well, those actually smell pretty good though.
Well, go ahead, Matthew.
Hey,
Oh,
you're the
did-
one who was talking about how disgusting you were after the Dungeons and Dragons.
All right, stop it.
Okay, sorry.
Okay,
It sure is.
mine is
It sure is a
deformed.
peep.
His eyes are like not even in the right place.
Mine are the same way too.
Hey, they're birds.
Hey, you know
so
what?
I have no problem with eating them.
This is a taste test, and this is really bad. See that?
I like them.
Lonzo.
Just visually saying.
There's
really
so
bad.
much marshmallow to it that you don't even taste.
I will tell you,
Sour water.
I'm disappointed because they're actually pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it's not they're not really that sour. It's just a hint of sour.
Yeah.
And you can taste the
Which
watermelon.
kinda sucks. I like
Yeah.
a lot of sour.
A hint
Yeah.
of melon.
Yeah.
It's not bad or anything. It's just not my preference is all.
Like chewing a sweet and sour pillow.
That's
I
weird.
wanted something sour, I
That's
get
so weird. Yeah.
Sour Patch.
I don't
Kids.
know why. I'm just imagining him cuddling up with a giant marshmallow and just like gnawing on.
You know, and unlike the ranch ice cream, the aftertaste for these Pretty good.
Yeah.
The aftertaste for these peeps are actually better than the peep itself. That's so weird.
What are we
That's
watching
Grown Ups.
right
You've never
now?
seen Grown Ups? You never seen Grown Ups?
I just happened to look up and see it.
That sounds
Yeah.
I just happened to look up and see it. I was like, whoa.
What?
It's Grown Ups.
Grown Ups
Oh,
on
okay.
TV. Yeah.
Is it Grown Ups 2? I can't remember if it's 1 or 2. Is it? Yeah.
Woo, Grown Ups 2. Yay.
Go Shaq.
It wasn't that bad, actually.
No, I kind of like them.
Hear any more?
No, but that's a good sign. Tim just asked if we had more. Me either. Yeah, because they're just like
this show is making me a Peeps fan.
Yeah, that's
Like,
2 in a row. That's been. I will tell you, the original Peeps. The couple.
I've never had original Peeps. I've always had like the weird ones.
The cinnamon was really
Original
good.
Peeps were disgusting.
The cinnamon.
Gotcha.
Although I have heard about people putting them in the microwave and melting them, which I've never done before, but it sounds like fun.
I mean, they're just marshmallows.
Sounds like
so, I mean,
fun. Said every accident ever.
Yeah, see the problem with that, Alan, we've done some really nasty stuff. Doing things that debilitate you for the rest of the show is kind of bad because someone has to talk.
Whoever
And
the
if no one
survivor
can
is.
talk, then we got a problem. Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. We are finishing up the second round of our video game bracket. And, next week, this thing will fly by. We will have this thing down to our final 4, and then we will crown a champion. That's how that works. People on the stream at YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook want us to hurt ourselves for some reason. We just did the
That's just the internet in general.
yeah, we just did the taste test, and we did the sour watermelon Peeps, which if you're out there looking to buy some Peeps, I will tell you that that's not a bad buy. It's not. I don't think you're going to get people go, oh, that's just so nasty. This is actually pretty good. It was.
It has the Pulse seal of approval.
But here's the thing. Was it pretty good, or are we comparing it to the ranch ice cream?
I'd say it's good, but anything would be better than that awful concoction that was obviously, a product of Satan.
I just would like to, start out before I do this by saying I'm just not with it today. So here you go.
We we need to turn our microphones on.
Where is my Tim?
It's the day before my vacation starts.
But it's a special day, Tim.
It is a very special
and
day.
on this special day, I can see why you'd be distracted. And why is it a special day, Tim?
It is my daughter's 4th birthday today. And she turned 4, and she's beautiful and happy and loves her presents and her chocolate cake, because that's all she really wanted for her birthday was a chocolate cake. And we got her a little mini one, and it's hers.
All hers.
Yeah,
Her
all
own cake.
hers.
There
Yeah.
you go. Ooh, ain't nothing wrong with that. And no, we're not doing the hot sauce challenge. We're just not doing that. We're just not. What we are going to do is continue with the Upstate Pulse video game bracket. Hey, getting some sour watermelon after stuff here.
Hey, that thing was pretty good, though.
Not entirely unpleasant.
I enjoyed it. By the way, a texter agrees with you that Batman could beat Kratos.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Those who say that he can't are unbelievers. All right. The next match is Fable versus Mario. And I am going to go first, and I'm going to look deep into the sad eyes of Matthew when I say, once again, the best Mario game was Donkey Kong. Look at the anger. Look at the anger.
The steam literally radiating off of his forehead right now.
But
it's a good arcade game.
But I absolutely adored Fable 1, 2, and 3. And although I may be labeled a chicken chaser, if you play the game, you get it. I will say that anybody in Fable could whip Mario's butt. I'm going Fable. Cameron.
Oh, I think I'm going to go with the good old chicken chaser. We'll go with Fable.
So Cameron is also going with Fable. Tim.
Yeah, you're turning Matthew's wrath upon me right now. Because I'm definitely picking Fable, dude.
You're picking Fable over Mario?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
How the heck does Mario go down to Fable?
Because Fable is awesome, dude.
By the way, I want to point out, I'm still upset about Batman losing. So I'm sorry your guy lost, but you still got Zelda. Okay, so
and you got Pokemon.
I did not expect Mario to make it to the final bracket because I thought that it would lose to a couple other potential things. Fable was not.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
All right, game franchise, but it is nothing compared to Mario.
Here's the thing. I thought
it's a hidden gem.
Yeah, I thought Mario would win the whole thing. I did. So
really, I did not think.
By the way,
I didn't think in this room. I think it. If we were like going completely objectively, let's put out every bias. I think Mario has a solid chance to win, but not in this room.
By
the
way, this whole thing is biased. That's the whole fun of this thing, not just with us, but I mean, because it's your opinion of what you think is the best game. So you're comparing that game to that game. I will tell you, I played some Mario games, but I put more time into Fable. So this is not against Mario. It's the fact that how much I love Fable and how. When you were evil, horns grew out of your heads and stuff. It's just there's so many things about Fable I loved, and the accents of all the players, and I just there's just so many things about it that I really loved. It was quirky, and I enjoyed it.
Don't get me wrong, I love Mario. I still do.
Yeah, Mario is a great game franchise.
Yeah, it's just I like Fable more. I love that game.
All right, this next matchup, I'm interested in this. The next matchup is Fallout. So. That's 1, 2, and 3. If you like those, Fallout 4. If you like New Vegas, if you like the mobile game, which is Shelters, I think it's called. If you like that, that's fine. Fallout versus Dark Souls. That's any of the Dark Souls games, including Elden Ring. And Matthew, you go first.
This is a pretty interesting matchup for sure. Two really solid RPG franchises in different genres of RPGs. Fallout being post-apocalyptic future sci-fi more so, and Dark Souls being that classic fantasy, but with more dark fantasy. And
technically, it's still post-apocalyptic too.
I mean, yeah, technically it is, but it's a dark fantasy versus a sci-fi apocalypse thing. But I think the modern Fallout games kind of fall short for the most part outside of New Vegas. Classic Fallout games are fantastic that I would recommend for anybody that enjoys isometric RPGs. But when it comes over to the Dark Souls franchise, there's just something about it that just completely clicks. It is a fantastic franchise that really solidified action RPG combat and turned it into an icon of modern gaming. And I've got to go with Dark Souls.
All right, Tim, what do you got?
I have never played either of these games. So it's kind of hard for me to pick because they're both RPGs, right?
Flip a coin. I mean, you got to pick one or the other.
Well, since I picked Fable against Matthew, I'll go with him and pick Dark Souls.
That was very nice of you. It's very kind. It's like we are of peace always.
I actually feel bad about that one because I really do love Mario. So,
all right, Cameron.
I'm sorry, Dad.
Really?
But you had to know I was going to pick this. And it's not easy either because I love Fallout. One of my favorite storylines in gaming is Fallout New Vegas because you start off getting a bullet in your head to taking over everything if you want to. And it rewards being clever. It rewards being good at what you're doing. 3 and 4, I also loved as well. I need to play the classic games. But Dark Souls made me a better gamer, and to a degree gave me a lot more patience in life. Because it's one of the greatest lessons of all. it's overcoming your failure.
All right.
I'm going to go with Dark Souls.
I didn't think Fallout would win the whole thing. I knew Matthew had disdain towards the games that I really like. And I knew where he was going. And I gotta say, I'm not going to say that I'm disappointed in Cameron because I get it. But you really did love Vegas to the point you would come and tell me about it to the degree where I can't play it because I know everything about it. So I'm shocked. I really am. But we move on because that's what we do because we have one more matchup and we got other stuff that we got to get done.
We got 2 more matchups.
Yeah, I know. I'm distraught. Okay. I'm miscounted. All right. The next match, the next match is Donkey Kong, the best Mario game, versus Ninja Turtles. All right. So I'm going to go first here. I love Ninja Turtles. But I can't say that Donkey Kong is the best Mario game and not vote for it. So I'm going Donkey Kong. Cameron.
Because I feel bad about the last round, Donkey Kong.
You don't understand. That's technically going against him by picking Donkey Kong. It's not going with him. It's not helping him by going with Donkey Kong. I think we know who we're talking about.
I'm not on a team with him.
All right, Matthew, what you got?
I am absolutely on the side of Donkey Kong. Arcade game is great, but I really think of the Donkey Kong Country games, which are fantastic platformers.
How about the one with the bongos? The bongos game. I forget which one it was. There's a Donkey Kong.
Jungle Beats.
Yeah, that is so cool.
I actually had those bongos as a kid. I don't think I still have them. They might be in my closet somewhere. But no, it's not a great game. No, it's not.
I just want to say really quick that Kevin Eastman, one of the creators of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, will be at South Carolina Comic-Con in 2 weeks, April 15th and the 16th at the Greenville Convention Center. You can buy tickets at Borderlands Comics and Games, or you can get them online at Borderlands.us, I believe is the site. Just look up Borderlands Comics and Games. You can see it there. You can also get it at SouthCarolinaComicCon.com. All right, Tim, it doesn't matter. But
it doesn't matter, but I would have picked Ninja Turtles only because I love Donkey Kong. I do. I played all of them, beaten all of them several times, but Ninja Turtles I didn't actually own when I was a kid, and but my cousins did. So it was every time we went down to their house because they lived several miles away, we went down there, and I looked forward to playing Ninja Turtles.
Okay,
every single time.
So Donkey Kong goes through. We have one more matchup. Then we're going to take a break. Overwatch versus Star Wars. I'm going with Star Wars. I don't even have to explain why. I'm going with Star Wars. Tim.
Star Wars.
Cameron.
Also Star Wars.
Matthew.
Overwatch is a cool franchise, but I got to go with Star Wars.
There we go. I kind of figured that would be a sweep.
Knights of the Old Republic. Man.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Knights of the Old Republic was awesome.
Oh, definitely. I do like SWTOR too, but I also liked KOTOR too. I like that too. And the new Star Wars game is coming out pretty soon. I'm looking forward to that. You are listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
I'm still invited for Wrestlemania, right? What? I'm still invited for Wrestlemania, right?
Yeah, we're good. I'm not vindictive. You know what?
I can only throw things at
Good
the shot.
No, you know what I gotta say? I'm more upset about you missing that shot and making all that noise live on the air. I'm more upset about that. I'm more upset about that than I am Fallout going down. All right, so we got one more. Yeah, it's on Game Pass, dude.
I tried Mass Effect.
Okay, if you like Skyrim, you like Fallout 4. Play Fallout 4. Okay. Yeah. And again, someday we could all play 76 together, and it would be kind of fun. But Fallout is like Skyrim with guns.
Entire time, Matt. It's about the friends you make along the way.
It's after the apocalypse, a nuclear
apocalypse.
So you have to fight mutated creatures. What? You get to build your own town back up and other places. And it also has mods. And if you go with mods, there's a Terminator mod that you should not get because you cannot kill him. He'll show up out of town, just suddenly show up, and there he is, and it's Arnold with a gun, and I had a town set up with laser turrets on every side of the buildings, just shooting at him, and he still didn't die. Hey, not every game makes it. That's how it goes.
Yo, I'm so looking forward to the new Assassin's Creed. Have you seen the previews for it?
I have, but there's too many other games I'm looking forward to that are coming out soon. Yeah, you're gonna be waiting
games
for
that will take me years.
Yeah. Next game is Star Wars, right?
Oh, the new one.
Yeah, I think Star Wars is coming out next.
And when does that vampire game come out? I don't remember.
Also
when.
in May.
Yeah. So. Yeah, a lot of games coming out. They put a bunch of games off, and then they're like bringing them all out at one time.
Yeah, 2023 is going to be a big year.
Come back with Roundtable.
Yeah, like nerd roundtable, wrestling, game review, all those are intros. You just you delete these two. Well, in this case, these two with the bed and intro. That has its built into any of those that he tells you.
I love Earth updates. It's such a good gimmick account.
We got to patch a bug because of the locust swarms. Oh, Alan, definitely.
Yeah.
Those are two definitely on my list.
Diablo 4. Cameron and I were talking about this in the beta. The butcher, I walked around the corner and there he was. Oh man, he tore me up.
And he just says fresh meat.
It's just like no. And I'm not the guy going no. And I was doing that in my game room yelling because
you used to not be that guy, but Elden Ring changed you.
No, I'm still not that guy like you are. And like some other gamers, I still am fairly quiet, but every once in a while I will talk to the game. But that's just like being on the air.
Again, I feel like you've changed since Elden Ring. You definitely were not that way up for a good amount of time. So, and it is different when you're playing with people too.
Well, yeah, if we're playing online,
that's a different thing.
Because I'm stoked about a lot of games, but they all just happen to be coming out at the same time, unfortunately.
The one that estimates the odds of making contact with extraterrestrials by calculating the product of increasingly restricted series of fractional values, such as those stars of planets, and those planets likely to develop life, n equals r times fb times mb times fl times fi times fc times l. You might want to get out your tape recorder, because it's going to be historical.
All right, it's time for the Nerd Roundtable, where we usually have debate questions about the very first question that was asked is, did Han shoot first, which he did, even though it was changed later. He shot first. And you know what? It didn't change his character. He's a scoundrel. Of course he shot first. He's a smuggler. That's what they do.
It made him cooler.
Yeah, absolutely. If he didn't shoot first, he'd be dead.
Yep.
I mean, that's how that works. Because Greedo would have killed him.
That's how it works on Tatooine.
It does. I mean, it's a hard place to grow up on or to work at. All right. So oceanic researchers have discovered a massive 3,300 foot tall butt below the surface of the Pacific Ocean. The massive sea mountain or seamount is located about 200 miles from the coast of Northern California.
You just said
it's unusual both for its size,
what it's called,
larger than the largest peak in Santa Monica Mountains, and its shape resembling the butts found in deserts of the U.S. Southwest. The butt was discovered by Celdrone Surveyor, a drone ship that has spent months exploring and mapping the coasts of Alaska and California. So there's been a 3,300 foot tall butt found below the Pacific Ocean. So that's an amazing thing. If you want to see the butt, just go online and look up big butt. All right.
Well, we got one of those here, though.
We got a big butt here?
Yeah, the peach.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I was going to ask you if it lied, but because they
No,
don't.
the peach that
Everyone
you passed
knows
on
they don't
85.
lie. All right.
Well, no, you cannot lie about the big butts.
Yeah. Yes. You can't. Well, the big butt can't lie either. I mean,
man.
because the big butt is attached to the hips, and the hips don't lie.
It's
True.
a big,
So that's
true.
how
By
that works.
proxy,
Yes.
it's a big old booty, man.
It is. It's a large booty. All right.
Actually, it's
I have a question.
Geographical structure. Thank you very much.
Okay. And how would what's that structure called, Matthew?
It's called a butt.
Thank you. All right.
What kind of material? Like how hard is the rock there? Or is
Are you sure it's not a butte?
No, it's called a butt.
Okay, it's called a butt. So in case you were wondering, it's a butt.
Did they probe it?
Yeah. All right. Viper says, "Can you touch the butt, or will you end up in Sydney?" I don't get that. All right. So
Different kind of butt.
yeah. Let's talk about the Dungeons and Dragons movie, which just came out a couple days ago. Matthew went to see it. Cameron went to see it. I went to see it. Tim has 4 kids, and he's busy.
I have 3.
Okay, well, I was trying to help. Well, as far as we know,
We're just
I
gonna
mean,
up
you
it
only
each
have
time.
no. I mean,
kids,
you
should
could
have
have
the
it.
time.
You know what? Here's what I did. I got you mixed up with Chris, who has 4 kids. I apologize for that.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Okay, so apparently
That I know of.
Viper says he was quoting Finding Nemo, which
Yes.
I've never seen. So I mean,
You've never seen it?
It's past the animated window for me. They were older.
No, it's
so.
just generally a
Yeah.
fantastic movie. Like unironically, go watch it.
I am not an Ellen fan, so that may be part of it too.
I like how I had to go Elkhorn. Go unironically. Please go watch that.
Yes. Okay. So we went to see
Early
this
Pixar
movie.
shit.
I will tell you, if you are not a Dungeons and Dragons fan, go see it anyway. If you like comedies, you're gonna have fun with it. The thing is, they did this movie in such a way where if you don't know the lore, you can still follow the movie and have a good time. Whereas some of the things that were happening on there, I went with Rob Brown from the Rob Brown Show. Nobody else could come with us, so it was just me and him. It wasn't awkward though, because we're friends. So it was good. We had fun.
It's always good when you clarify that.
It is. Just in case people wondered, well, you work together. What do you? No, we had fun watching the movie. The movie was great. And Rob's theory is the movie is basically a Dungeons and Dragons game happening. And that there are certain tropes that are done in there and done a certain way, like someone walking in a straight line. And some things like that are there's one player who's not playing too well, like the bard, who's rolling really bad through the whole thing. And finally at the end, he starts hitting some 20s. So if you get real meta and get real down and look at it from that direction, you can see that sort of thing, but you don't have to. I mean, it was fun. The villains were great. The effects were good.
I wouldn't say the CGI was all that great, but it was fine for the lower, because this isn't like a Marvel Disney budget, so I wouldn't expect that.
I will beg to
CGI,
differ on
yeah.
Jarnathan. I thought he was excellent.
I, for one, love Jarnathan.
Jarnathan is awesome.
Are you forgetting who Jarnathan is?
If he could have just showed up a little bit earlier.
He was the paladin, right?
No. Jarnathan was at the beginning of the movie during the
Aarakocra.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, did you make the connection what they were going to try before they did it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
See, and I gotta tell you, I did not.
It took me a second. I was like, well, maybe he knows him, but then it's like, oh wait, he's an Aarakocra.
Yes. See, and those things that they're saying right now, you don't have to know that. He's a bird guy. You look at him, that's a bird guy. I don't need to know exactly what the species is, but if I do, it's inside and it's excellent. Now, if Tim would have went to see the movie, he would have said, that's a bird guy, because that's what I said.
Yeah.
Which I feel like they handled a lot of the races and stuff pretty well. They weren't the best looking, but they were still good.
I will say, for the most part, I liked them. The tiefling, I hated that because tieflings are my favorite D&D race, and they did not make a tiefling. They just gave the girl some horns and said, it's a tiefling.
All right.
Well, when
I
you
gotta
go
tell
with-
you, she was my favorite character.
I liked your character as well. I just hate that how they designed tiefling for that.
All right, real quick.
And I wasn't a fan
Real
of that.
quick. How many whatever
I
stars?
give it 4.5 fat dragons.
Okay, there we go. 4.5 fat dragons. That's a good one. I'm gonna also give it 4.5 fat dragons.
Trailers looked horrible. Movie was actually pretty good. I'd still not the most amazing thing, like a 3.5 out of 5.
He is the harshest critic on this entire show. You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD. the voice of the Carolinas.
It was a fun time.
No, his wasn't. Yeah, his. Yeah. It's good. No, you're good. I would say a 3 out of Matthew is like a 5 for us.
Yeah.
So.
When you're giving something a 3.5, that's above average.
I know.
Yeah. So like, it's a good time. It's a fun time. It's just.
Did you leave going that wasn't bad, or did you leave going, man, I want my money
Pulling
back?
it down a little too early.
Exactly.
Because I'm used to
I think it might have.
I came out saying I had a fun time with that.
I think the experience is better when you bring
pleasantly surprised.
when you bring people.
Time to get it down.
Ooh, how the mighty have fallen!
I can't see. I know I made.
That haven't stopped you before.
You're right. Whatever.
But yeah, the trailers for the movie made it look horrible.
It did make it look a little.
The
iffy.
trailers were awful.
But again, how the characters all interacted with each other,
Oh, yeah.
I loved. They went as crazy as they would in an actual D&D.
Yeah, Alan, why are you
Yeah.
saying fragile?
It felt like a group playing a game of D&D.
Which is one. Well, it's definitely one way to go about it, and I love that.
I liked the paladin coming in, and he was just a
You can call me, I'm
DMPC.
probably not gonna answer.
He was just an OP DMP. He is the DMP.
I had that theory too.
He is the
I am
DMPC that you
sitting
hear
at
in every
home
RPG
and
horror
enjoying
story.
my new place.
The
and
perfect god
Nope.
amongst men.
I'm going to mow my
Who is-
grass.
Who is as
Fix my
completely
sink
devoid of any
because
personality
I'm
as,
also mowing
as those
lawns
horrible
tomorrow.
DMs are, and I loved it.
But
And
it was
we're
done
back
so
to
well.
work
It was done.
this week
That
is
was
what
the
I'm gonna
joke,
do.
and that was what I liked about
Hey,
it.
could you come
Probably
and
just
clean out my
He did
flower
have a
beds?
little bit of
'Cause there's a
personality.
snake on my
Because
door
to a
last
degree,
week.
he was trolling Edgin a little bit.
Oh no, yeah,
I'm coming
for
back with
sure.
lightning round.
Good.
But
Tim, thank you.
you know, I had
Yeah.
a fun time. When I'm pointing out the trailer stuff, I'm specifically saying that as don't let the trailers put you
One
off to
segment
it.
away.
They are very poor
It's good. One segment
representations
to-
of the movie.
Oh, I
So,
gotcha. Also, they did a misdirect because the
I'm
whole
not in a hurry
speech
for
about
this
we
show to be
unleashed
done
the
because I'm
greatest
having a
evil
great
ever known.
time, but I
yeah,
also
no,
want to
I
go home and
hated
watch
that
WrestleMania.
trailer.
So, I mean, there's that.
Was just they just straight up lied. That's not what the movie's about at all.
Yeah, exactly. And I like
I'm
that.
just sitting there. I'm glad that was wrong, but
I
why
love
would
it.
you put that in the
That's really
trailer?
I
good
love it
lie.
when trailers lie to me because I hate because
It's just
bad.
Well, no,
need some
because of the way I
Ritas.
am, I can
Need
piece
some
together
Ritas
the entire
from
movie
like
from the trailer.
CBS.
I feel that. I don't want a trailer to literally just paint me the worst possible picture of a movie and say this is what the movie is and you're going to hate it. And then
I don't think that's what they were going for, Matthew.
no,
but-
that's not what they were going for, but that's what they ended up with. They just straight up lied in the worst ways possible to make it look like the most generic, horrible fantasy story I've ever seen.
You know what
And
I
it
hope?
wasn't that.
I hope someday on this very program we're going to watch a movie, and he's going to come back and say that was amazing. And
I have plenty of movies that I
Okay.
can talk about for that.
yeah, but I want it to be something recent that we see, that we all see, because I want to be there when that happens. I'm a little bit easier to please, obviously. So,
I have a minor in film studies.
there we go.
Oh boy, there we go.
so
it's
That explains it.
it's a job.
Or no,
for
no,
you.
it's
okay.
No, I think it was a double major. Yeah,
That's worse.
yeah. Because I was like, I had a double major and I dropped the English minor that I was going to get because I didn't want to take 18 credit hours my senior year.
Good move.
Yeah.
Also, what were you going to use it for anyway?
Come back.
Nothing. I was
I'm
taking,
not- I'm
I was
not being
taking a
rude
bunch of
about
creative
that.
writing classes because I like creative writing.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
Same. Absolutely.
So I was like, I've taken 3, and as nice as it would be to say that I have a double major and a minor, I don't want to kill myself senior year trying to
Yeah.
do that for something I don't need.
Also, last creative writing class I took, the
Come back.
Lightning can only strike twice. so
really
many
dark.
All right, time for lightning round where we try to squeeze in as many stories as we can. Joe Manganiello is Joe Manganiello. Joe Manganiello, the guy who plays Dungeons and Dragons a lot.
Manganiello?
Manganiello, that's him. That's it. The guy who was playing Deathstroke in Snyderverse, and it never really happened other than that cutscene at the end of the movie. Is about to head a live action Dragonlance adaptation.
Ooh.
Yes. We've only seen a cartoon from Dragonlance, not as good as it should have been. Dragonlance, one of the, in my opinion, one of the better sci-fi series, fantasy series rather, of all time. Weiss and Hickman got into college, have, I don't know, 20, 30 books from that entire world, from Kryn, and love it. Cannot wait to see what they do live with him as a part of it. I feel much better about it being decent.
Oh, same. Because with a lot of these things, I like it when somebody who has a passion for the project is doing the project.
I agree.
Because that bleeds through. I mean, that way it's not like some product being brought out for you to consume just for money. It should be something done for the art, not for the money.
All right. The next game that you guys might want to buy is called The Murderer of Sonic the Hedgehog.
This
I
isn't
saw
some
that.
creepypasta thing.
That was the April Fool's thing.
Yes.
I saw that on Twitter.
Yes.
That was funny.
It was awesome.
They put him in the Family Guy death pose.
Yeah, it was going to be. It's going to be a free adventure game on Steam. Now, here's the question: like with Dragon Ball Dokkan, that
Tails
game
gets him.
Dokkan which is a handheld game on your phone. They will do that sort of stuff, and you actually get to play a April Fool's game. So, did they go far enough to actually make this a game? That's what I want to know.
Oh yeah,
because I would love to play that. Elon Musk, and I didn't get to play my intro, and other scientists agree with me that they need to curb back AI because, and I don't know if Matthew did the story, but I know that Lee did the story, and that's where I heard it from. Basically, they're saying what I'm saying is that if they keep up with AI, we're all going to die. I mean, that's what I got out of it, and I'm sure if you listen to it, you also would agree. And one of the lines, what's that line say right there, Cameron?
Hysteria.
Is this hysteria? So the artificial intelligent overlords, ruled by people like Tim Snow, will tell you that the world will not end because of artificial intelligence, but when the leading minds in this sort of thing say, "Hey, whoa. Let's bring it back a little bit. Let's bring it back."
Elon Musk is not a leading mind.
Let's bring it back. He's got a lot of money. Let's bring it back, and let's not do this. So
look, we're going full tilt into this whole apocalypse. Why not?
Listen, we are all going to die someday. I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, because unless you're translated, you're going to die. I mean, that's how it's going to work. Now, whether it's going to be because of artificial intelligence, it's going to be because of aliens, or if it's going to be because of zombies, we don't know. But
it might be all three.
All right. Here's the thing. Right now, Tim, if you had to pick one of the three, and don't do that. Well, I'm not going to pick anything. This is how it goes: zombies, AI, or aliens.
Zombies.
You think? Okay, zombies. I mean, the most realistic ending to our Earth. Tim believes zombies. Cameron.
Oh, I think it's AI.
Matthew.
I think the most realistic, probably aliens, but I mean, none of them are.
All right,
realistic.
I'm also going with AI because it's the most realistic of the three. Do I believe aliens exist? Probably.
I thought you meant which one I was hoping for.
No. You're wishing for zombies?
I mean, if I had to pick one, yeah.
I'm not
Why
wishing.
would that be more fun?
Because at least I get to kill
I will
stuff.
tell you, we are working on an episode of the Upstate Pulse.
Do we need to take you to a therapist?
I didn't say people. I said stuff.
We are working on an episode of the Upstate Pulse that will be our zombie apocalypse preparatory episode. I don't know if we're going to do 2 hours or not. Been mulling about this, but we're going to tell you what to do, where to go, and we're going to get your ideas of how you would survive the zombie apocalypse. That's coming up sometime after the bracket is done because we got to wait for that. Also, sad news, E3 has been canceled.
Again?
Yes.
Cancel?
Oh, no,
Yes.
not E3.
All right, whatever, Matthew. I loved E3.
I like E3.
E3 is fun, but it's the recent E3s have been really
But
bad.
I always wanted to go. And, I can't go to E3 if they keep canceling it.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't going this year, but I wanted to. So,
And they do some really good game trailers at E3.
But here's the thing. So what's happening is all the major companies are doing their own thing. So why have an E3?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Well, because the companies
Nintendo
have
puts
gotten
out
bigger.
directs all the time, and that's the only one that I care about generally.
All right. Thanks to everybody who tuned in, who participated on the text line and the stream. And welcome in all you nerds in Georgia and North Carolina. Thank you for listening to the Upstate Pulse. See you and all that kind of stuff next week. all right, I got to admit, I don't know what all that kind of stuff is, but maybe you know what all that kind of stuff is. And if your stuff is that kind of stuff, then we'll talk about it next week. We absolutely will. All right. Tim, that's your name. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Matthew, say goodbye.
Arrivederci.
Cameron, say goodbye.
Arriva, what now?
Brandon, say goodbye. And I will also say goodbye to all of you people. I am going to watch Wrestlemania. Goodbye.
He is going to watch Wrestlemania.